In this lesson, we're going to talk about IDs. And when we're talking about IDs, really we're referring to Salesforce IDs. These are 15 or 18 character length IDs. Whether they're 15 or 18 characters, they're really pointing to the same ID. However, the 15 character is case sensitive and the 18 character length ID is case insensitive. And this occurs every time a record is created. So really quickly, I'm just going to show you just as an example. If I go to accounts and I go to all accounts just to pick up Burlington, I can see right here, even within the URL, I see the ID. And this is for the account ID. Each record that gets created is going to create a new unique ID. This ID is not going to be used anywhere else throughout all of Salesforce. And what I wanted to do is really quickly go through the structure of IDs. So the IDs have a unique structure of how it's built and how they're continuously being created, and what makes it so that there is only one ID for that record that cannot be used anywhere else within Salesforce. So that way it can be used for when you have to, let's say for example, an org has to switch to a different instance or some sort of nature like that, where it's making sure that there is uniqueness across all of them. So within the structure, we have the key prefix. This key prefix is created based on the object that it is. Any of the standard objects, they all have a specific key prefix that is utilized for each one, such as if I go back to the account, I can see here the prefix is 001. Across all of Salesforce, if you see a record that has 001 as the key prefix, you're going to know that it is referring to an account ID. And Salesforce has a list of all the different prefixes that are available. So next we have the instance. This denotes just the instance of where the ID was created. And so that way, like I was saying, if you have a Salesforce org that for whatever reason Salesforce decides to switch it into a different org or a different instance, it's going to show the instance of which it was created. And then you have two reserved. These are there for whenever or if Salesforce ever needs them. And then there's the unique ID. And then this right here, up until the end of the unique ID, creates that case sensitive 15 character length ID. The next three characters are used in an algorithm that Salesforce uses. They call it the case checksum. And what that does is it really, whatever their algorithm does, it takes these 15 and then it creates a 3-digit at the end of it. And this makes it so that it is a case insensitive 18 character ID. So just as an example, I'm going to remove these, clear out this. So let's say I have ID, and then I want ID 15 character. Okay, so we have our 15 character, and then again, because this is this one denotes that it's an account. And I have another ID. We're gonna go with the 18 character. So then this would be what it would look like as an 18 character. So what is the purpose of having both the 15 and the 18 character? The reason for the 18 character is that not all databases or web APIs are case sensitive. And so this way it gives, if someone were to need a case insensitive ID, you still have that, and it's not to have any conflicts. So one thing that I want to show is that with the ID, and this I've used a few times, is I want to know what the object type is for that given ID. So we know that based on this prefix that it is an account. But there is also a method to be able to identify that, because later on, let's say that you had some logic for if it was an account versus a contact ID, you would have different logic that you would want to have the code go through. So then you could do that based on just the ID. So let's say I go, and I'll just go with the 15 character. And let's get S object type. When I run this, you can see right here, we have the account. So it's saying that this 15 character, because of the prefix, it knows, even if it's not a real one, that it is an account. So the other thing in regards to IDs is that there is a specific format that the ID has to be in. If I just have, let's say I take this 15 character and I want to turn it into a different one. So as an example, this one, it doesn't have any prefixes. It's not 15 characters. It fails the format of what it's trying to, of an ID. And then right here, so we have the debug, but then we also have a fatal error, which we see right here, where we have an invalid ID. So it's saying right here on line 7 that we have an invalid ID.